Let it Let it
Well, it seems like we're here, and I'm going to test out to see if my mic is working all right. Before I even give my official greeting, go ahead, Gerald Wilson. That just made my night. Woo! Hashtag TAH men. Very good. All right, Ashley, I see you. Welcome back again this year. We can hear you. Thank you, Ebony. That's what I was hoping for. Beautiful. Welcome. How are you, Gerald Wilson? Starting it out tonight. Praise the Lord, Pastor Ron Bonner. Thank you. Good evening, Nicole. Good evening, Tasha Ross. Corita, God bless you and welcome. Brandell, I see you. Tori, Kamisha, Minister Leah, Elsie, Anya Jamison, Priscilla, Elder Manning, Minister Misha, Reverend Daniel Woodard. God bless you all. Eddie Kendall, it's been a long time. Nicole, Elitza, I'm trying to move fast with you all now. Tanisha, Ashante, I love you, baby. Pastor D. All right, Danae, I see ya. Nanita, Nicole Arnold. Yes, welcome, Carla. I see you, Jeanette. I see you, Diane. Surania, Frederica, Jenny Colada. You're all coming in on Facebook. And Dixie, I see you. Pamela Nelson, I see you as well. Hello, good people. We're doing something a little different. I want to just take a couple of minutes as usual and give greetings. I'm going to be working out the sound and the lights probably for the next couple of nights. So whatever glitches we have tonight, just ignore it. It's going to be so worth it. We have such a dynamic session scheduled for us all. These 30 days are going to change your life. Crystal Butler, Dominique, good evening. Michael Tate, Carmen, Shaylin, good evening. Jeanette. I guess I want to say Innocent Tango. Prophet Erica, Pastor Carolyn, welcome. There's a couple names I missed. I promise I will shout you out. I'll see you commenting tonight. Lasonia, I see you. God bless you. Pastor Yashika, God bless you. Welcome. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I see you, Jeannie. Welcome, Jeannie. Prophet Latanya, I see you. Joelle, welcome. God bless you all. I'm so glad to have you with me again this year. Hey, Nicole. I've been popping on your page too. I don't know what's going on with my Facebook. I'll hit like on about 10 or 12 posts. And then when I go onto my iPad, I don't see any of the likes that I did from my phone. So I've disconnected it, reinstalled it. I don't know what's going on. It's a little irritating. You know, you don't have time to do things twice. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Look at all these good people. I am honored. And I am also your host, Apostle Dr. Suzanne M Howard. I had to add my M in a couple years ago because when I was going to set up the website, I found out that there are other Suzanne Howards. So we had to stand out. You know how we do. Welcome, Angela, Darlena, Shayna, Lulu, Chevelle, John Booker, Darlena. Look at these wonderful people. Patricia Wilson, one of my coaches, Maria Cameron, Rochelle, The Secret Life. I hear you. Good evening. Ray, welcome, Ray Shaw. I wanted to talk to you too. I'm going to shoot you a text tomorrow. All right. I have my journal and pen ready. You better go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. We're ready for this. We deep in the house tonight? Well, let's see if we deep for 30 days. Let's see if y'all still love me on day 15 and day 30 as you love me tonight. But I'm glad to be back. I feel like time has just gone like this, but yet at the same time, I cheated, y'all. I haven't been on in the mornings. I'm going to get my confession out before my greeting. I haven't been on in the mornings to give my solution seconds that I usually spend 2 to 3 minutes. We definitely stay under 7 minutes every morning for just a couple minutes while you're at the bus stops or driving in traffic, getting your lattes and coffees and teas and all that. And I haven't been doing any of that. I haven't come on in the evenings. I haven't done any online check-ins. But what I have been doing is nurturing and feeding and moving the souls forward that had signed up for Soul Detox. It's not a plug yet, because that's really just how busy it has been. And it's blessed me to see people not afraid to go into that innermost part of them and confront the issues that most people run from in their life. I was new to Soul Detox myself. I had to go through it. There's a long story at how I got into it, and I'll share that again. I share it every year. I'll share it again. And the Lord, through the Holy Spirit, took me on a journey to get understanding. And the gist of it was to get understanding as to why some people were getting healed and delivered and set free and moving forward with their life while others were stuck. And it was as a leader, I wasn't even a mental health coach then, but as a leader, it was kind of, what's the word I want to use? Disheartening to see that people weren't getting free. And I couldn't understand why. What was going on that people were not getting free? I was working hard. I was trying to bring about change to everyone that I was working with as a minister and as a pastor. But yet there were some people that were just not getting set free. And it was disheartening. It was disappointing. And you'd see in some cases, people getting more help coming out of 12 steps programs, coming out of palm reading sessions. I know I'm going there early tonight. Seeing people going in for tarot card readings and getting more strategy and direction for their life than what they were getting from the Church of Jesus Christ. And that just wasn't good enough for me. It wasn't good enough for me at all. So I begin to question the Lord. My faith is in the Lord Jesus Christ, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I don't push it on anyone's throat. I have friends of different religions and different backgrounds and politics and everything else. And it doesn't change how I love people. It doesn't change how I love human beings, because we have different opinions or faiths or beliefs or experiences, because sometimes it's just our experiences that make us different. And all we need is a different experience. And automatically, through a different experience, we will have different views or begin to see why some people see things the way they do. So it brings about the experience. And life is all about the experience. And I pray that you are having a life experience. I pray you're not living in a shell and secluded and shut off on your own, because there is an experience to be lived. And though all of it's not good, it's all helpful. It will work out for your good. So welcome to this journey of 30 days with Soul Detox. 30 days we're going to spend together. That's 30 hours plus some change that we're going to spend together. For those that are in private sessions with me, you know, that's $125 an hour times 30 hours. That's what you're going to get on here. And you can really get the feel of a one-on-one session with me if you do the work. If you do the work. Now, if you're here to gather and network, you can have that experience as well. If you are here to take a couple takeaways and I'll bite this piece off and I'll use this for the rest of my life, or I'll try this for the rest of this year, or I'll try this until I just get back into that procrastination, that laziness, that not caring much about myself again, life, routine, habit. You can get that experience here as well. But if you want the whole gamut, if you want what's truly being offered here, what my soul is putting forth here, my mind, my will, my intellect, my time, my talent, my prayers, you can have your life changed for forever good in the direction that we're going to work on for these 30 days. So what I'm going to need you to do, first of all, if everyone could click like. In the virtual world, which is where we connect with people, probably 50% of the time now, if not even higher, it's how they work. They need to see the likes and the algorithms to connect. I did myself, thank you, Prophet Erica. I did myself a disservice in one instance that if I just wanted to make a name for myself, I did myself a disservice by not keeping my algorithm up from 6 years of hard work. I've been doing this 6 years for 30 days, taking life kind of out of my home, out of my marriage, and putting it into here, because part of my training as a mental health life coach, we are told by every instructor that has trained us, every psychiatrist that has board certified us, that we have to give back. We have to give back. And that is part of the Christian motto, is to give back. So I thought about going into women's shelters and men's shelters. I mean, my ministry, if you've heard of the Apostles' House, we started out in a men's shelter. I didn't start out with women. That's probably tricky for a lot of people to understand that reverse genders can actually minister to another gender. You'd be surprised what we actually need in our life. So I thought of ways to do it. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. And then my schedule already as a pastor and preaching around the state and beyond, I thought about going online. And I noticed in New England, where we live, it can get pretty dark, literally by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It can get pretty dark loneliness wise in the winters, especially around January. And it can get pretty dark with seasonal depressions and the such around this time of the year. This is like, I know it's the beginning of winter because winter starts around December 20th, 24th or so, but January is a dark time for us in New England. So I was taking advantage of that month to go on and pull people together whose hearts needed resuscitation, whose minds needed to be focused and determined that they can actually live their best life now. And it's not a cliche, and it's not a book that's going to be written and tossed to the shelf later on. This book is going to be written in the tablets of your heart. I'm coming in with gut-wrenching ministry. Not everyone can take this ministry. Not everyone can take coaching or even therapy for that matter. But I believe that I have been commissioned and ordained by the universe, Yeshua Messiah, the creator of that universe, to go into the deep trenches of the dark places that most of us don't know exist, don't want to visit, and once in a while it peeks its ugly head back at us, and we slam the door and we push it back in again. But I've been gifted by God to have this spirit and mindset of confrontation where I can go in and confront and help others to confront the deep messy issues of their life through trauma, through abandonment, rejection, sexual identities, molestations, drug addictions. I said rejection already. Just a lot of the traumas that don't require psychiatric therapy or medication. I do have clients that I see, and we work together in partnership with their therapists, their psychotherapists, or their psychiatrists. And we build a community around individuals. And more times than not, we are seeing now those that are in the people helping field. That's what this is called, the people helping field. We are starting to see such a tremendous turnaround when people feel that they have a community around them to support them through some of the most embarrassing moments of their lives, digging in deep to the places that some of them don't even know exists, why it exists, how to get rid of it, or even if they could. So welcome. You got mail. And you've been invited in by someone for 30 days of soul ministry. You've detoxed yourself from meat and sugar, and you've detoxed yourself from drugs or alcohol. I'm going to ask you now to take this journey with us for 30 days to detox your soul. Are you in? It's time to detox your soul. Your soul is the seat of who you are. It is the seat. That means everything that concerns you sits in this place. When your soul is healed, delivered, set free, when your soul, let's just do it this way. When your soul is just aggravated, when it's just been picked and poked just a little bit, it can be a little frustrating. It can be a little challenging. It can be a little irritating. But once you feel comfortable with the person that you've chosen to work with, your life changes. Your taste buds literally change. How you see life naturally, literally see life changes. You will have such a desire for different colors that you've never been interested in before, different patterns that you've never been interested in before, because there's a part of you that's been closed off, but it's the part of you that God himself has made us all equal in, and that's in our soul. God breathed the breath of life into man, and he became a living soul. And that living soul cranked on, and that psyche kicked on, and everything human about us kicked on. And since that day, we've been avoiding the soul and dealing with the spirit. And there's nothing wrong with our spirit. Our spirit in God is perfect. It's precious. It's not lacking. It's not missing anything. It is whole, our spirit from God. Our soul is what has been damaged through the fall of mankind. We have dysfunction. You know, even in our studies just recently, we were talking about how, if you don't mind for a moment, if you don't believe the Bible, just take the journey with me on the story. How when Satan showed up for Eve, he showed up with just enough information to confuse her. He used a psychology on her. Psychology is in the Bible from the very beginning. But yet, we, the church, have avoided psychology because we had put it under the tone of witchcraft or worldly arts. And it has cost us detrimentally. It has cost us souls. It has cost us lives. And God has woken up this woman about 6 years ago and put me on this journey, and I haven't stopped since. I have had the honor this year in my ministry, the church that I under shepherd for the Lord Jesus Christ, to teach a series that I'm now hearing throughout some mainstream preachers. I heard a preacher who's a well-known woman in the church world. If I said her name, I don't think there's one person that wouldn't know her. And she preached the last sermon of the year for another pastor in Atlanta, Georgia. And I literally heard this teaching from her. I won't go into details so you don't think that I'm arrogant and thinking that these world preachers are grabbing sermons from this little old nobody here. But I could tell you there's a difference in how you preach something that God has given you versus how you preach something that you picked up from someone else. And the weight and the commission of the soul couldn't be carried out. But God needs this message to go out. So he cannot entrust this to one courier, to one messenger. He needs this message to go out because I've had the awesomeness to, with my own eyes, witness healing in this month of January in our church, the Apostles' House, of minds being reconnected, neurons coming alive, people's consciousness coming forward in ways they had never had it before. I've seen the drug induced in our church this month get sober under a sermon. For me, I literally saw these men and women walk on water to Jesus through a sermon. I didn't ask them to run around and touch their neighbor. I didn't ask them to get in line and give me $100 or $1,000. I didn't ask them to move out of their seat. I took the unadulterated word, the living, breathing word of God, and I spoke consciousness unto the deluded minds, the minds that have lost hope, the minds that are trying to make sense in such times that we are in right now. And I've seen a level of consciousness come to people that has amazed me myself, to see God work through me and have his way has been such an honorable place that I have been able to sit in for the last 8 weeks or so. If you haven't been a part of the online viewership or a part of the Apostles' House, I ask you to go to the YouTube page on the Apostles' House and sign in and take some time. You're going to need a notebook, I promise you. But I can also promise you this. The scriptures are going to connect to you and make sense because this is the way God is using his word, his living, breathing word to awaken his people to a level of consciousness that is in him and only comes from him. And it is life transforming, mind awakening, heart resuscitating. Take your time and go to the Apostles' House YouTube page. Thank you, Ebony. She's posting it now. And take a listen yourself. Bring some friends with you and just have a little watch party and just get a whiff of what God is doing in this earth. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. You know, he uses us all by our reach. And he's going to get his message out no matter who he has to use. He's proven that to us before, right? With the story of the donkey. So guess what, wonderful people of the Most High God? It is January 2nd, 2022. When I first rolled this camera on, it was January 2nd, 2017. And I haven't stopped yet. So I bow to every one of you who are returners that you've been here before with me. If you don't mind, just go on ahead and pop up in the chat and tell me which year is this for you. Is this your first year, your second year? I don't care if you skipped a year. Just tell me how many years have you shared with us. If you don't mind putting up 1 year. I've been in here 2 years. And I'm going to look at your posts while you're posting them up. And I want to welcome Cynthia Franklin. I see you popping in. Gwyneth Douglas, God bless you and welcome. I see you, Brittany Lamb. welcome. God bless you. Carla Rankin, welcome. Latrice, welcome. Rochelle, God bless you all. Welcome. I see you, Edith Sylvia. Wonderful to see you. Christine Dawson, welcome. Lady C, God bless you and welcome. Love seeing you guys. Love seeing you all in the land of the living. Pastor Vel Williams, welcome. This is her 3rd year. Renee Holly says this is her 3rd year. Elsie Ramos said it's always a blessing. Gisela says her 2nd year. CW, 6 years. She's telling the truth. Gwen Molden, 1st year every year. Sharon Witt since 2017. We got some Detox babies. Lisa Palmer, 4 years. Candy Oates, 2 years. Mike Rose, every year. Latanya Peterson, one of our coaches, 6 years. Priscilla Brooks, 6 years. Edith Sylvia, 3 years. Lulu says fully committed, 2 years. Diana, 3 years. Tanil, 2 years. Look at you, wonderful people. Amen. Caritha, 5 years. 1st year with JP, though he's been hearing it every year for Audacity. Joelle has 5 years. Joycey has been flying high for 3 years. 1st full year for Prophet Erica. Mike Tate has 6 years. Crystal Adgers has 6 years. Patricia Wilson, 5 years. Dixie has 2 years. Pastor Carolyn has been with us for 6 years. Joelle has 5 years. Corinda, 6 years, and she has an eavesdropping audience that she always carries with her. Anna has 6 years, and Mandy has 2 years. Welcome, Mandy. Caritha, 5 years. This is my 1st year for Lasonia. Welcome, and we are excited to have you with us. Michaela, 2 years. Nicole Arnold, I've been 1 year. Welcome. We got a baby. Ebony's been 6 years. Chevelle's been 6 years. Is it 2016, Chevelle? I was correct the first time. Rhonda West has 6 years. Look at you, wonderful people. And Gwen Molden, 6 years. Elitza, 6 years. Elsie, 6 years. Vanessa Boland, 6 years. Tashana has her 2nd year. Wonderful. I just like to take the time out and give shout outs, make it personal, because this work does get personal. Demanda has 3 years. Saza, welcome. Okay. Benjamin said he remembers it's been about 3 years for him. Hoping this to be the 1st year, 30 days, and not to run away. Don't run, Jenny. Come on, y'all. Tell Jenny don't run. Angela Copeland, 2 years. Brandell, since the beginning. Bless the Lord. Angela Blake, 6 years. Gwyneth, since the beginning. Darlena, 6 years. Carla, 4. Anya, 6. Shalina has 2. Misha has 6. Adoria, welcome. God bless you again. 6 years. That's right. Don't run, Jenny. I've had people from the beginning who said they were listening with their earbuds on and their earphones, and they were so upset at some of the stuff that they were hearing that she got up to go and walk away, and she forgot she had her ear sets on, her, not earbuds. She had the whole things on, and it pulled her right back to her seat. And she said she started laughing because she felt like Apostle just yanked me back up and pulled me back to my seat. So I say that to tell you, it can get a little, but do me a favor. Don't make it about me. Don't make it about others. Make it about you. And do yourself this one favor and ask yourself, why is that bothering me? What about that statement is bothering me? I remember for the first couple years, I had to challenge a few of us because of the teaching that maybe you don't really feel about your mother the way you think you do. And people were like, my mom did the best she can. And I just felt like you were kind of pushing it a little bit. And through conversation and one-on-one, we were able to get them to admit, yeah, I've got some issues with mom. And the more I cover it, the more I'm going to have issues with mom. So there's things like that will come up. And there'll be some that will have issues with their parents or their child. Maybe you are the one that has made the mistakes and you're the one that has fallen on the cross and you want to know how to backtrack and fix some things. We're going to help you to move forward. So it can get a little sticky and nasty, but don't give up. They're going to post my email. I want to hear from you. Info, INFO at SuzanneMHoward.com. Info at SuzanneMHoward.com. Take the time and email me and say, can you just have your team pray for me? Or is there anyone that is available that can call me up and have prayer with me? We have intercessors that are on duty. We have coaches that work with me, and they're going to help me keep up with the flow of people that we have online with us for these 30 days. We have Prophet Latanya. So you're not just getting a coach with her, you're getting a prophet. We have Coach Maria. She's Pastor Maria. So you're not just getting a coach, you're getting someone with years of pastoral experience, years in the DCF systems, working with children and families, well-skilled, well-experienced. And we have my brother this year is going to help us out. We have Pastor Ron Bonner. He's going to help us out. So if any of the men feel like they need some male companion on the journey, we got him here with us, and he's going to assist working with any men that need it. And we're going to get the job done. And of course, we have our administration, which is our solutionist secretary, Ebony Rose. God bless you. And thank you again for returning to help us out. So we're glad that you're here. We love you. I'm going to tell you every day that I love you, because it may get personal for you, but it's completely personally, professionally for me. And I'm going to get you over the hump that you need to get over so you can be the best version of you, the best representation of Jesus Christ that he would have for you to be. Just take my hand. Welcome to our session. Get you a nice seat. We call it the best seat in the house. Get you a nice seat. Get your throw, your tea, things that are comfortable. I'm going to do most of the work, but you're going to feel a lot of the work that I'm doing physiologically in your body. You may feel it in your stomach. You may feel it in your head. You may feel some joint pains. You may start having some indigestion. Not only is this work healing, but there's a deliverance, a heavy deliverance component to this. Well, if you believe in spirits, spirits will leave your body. You will feel it in some type of physical way. And then a healing will also come to you. You may sleep a lot. You may sleep less. You may lose your appetite. You may gain an appetite for more things, depending on how you're being affected or triggered. If you are battling with any anxiety longer than the evening after our session, I want you to email me, info at SuzanneMHoward.com. I want you to email me if you are experiencing anxiety longer than after a session in the evening. We do not want you to go through this alone. I have a good team and have others that are ready to work and jump in, that are trained and experienced, that will jump in and help us as well if the load gets too heavy. I'm trusting them with my ministry, and I'm trusting them with my experience. So I'm only going to pull in the best of the bunch to help you to get through this. You should not experience anxiety longer than a few hours after our session. So what I want you to do, I want you to get into your mind that you are in this chair. I don't care if you're in your bed, in your recliner, in your car, or at work. I want you to, in your mind, position yourself to be in your chair. And I want you to have it kicked back, if you will, sitting back. And I want you to imagine you're in that most comfortable place. And I'm there with you. And you and I are the only people there. And we're going to talk about the most important person on this earth, you. And we're going to show you how much you matter. We're going to show you how much you haven't mattered to yourself, perhaps. We're going to show you the areas that your body or your mind or your attitude has been showing up to show you that there are underlying issues that you've been avoiding, and your body is saying, we're just not going to take it anymore. So we're going to give you stomach aches and headaches or bad attitudes until you deal with us. The soul often shows up like a child having a tantrum, and it will respond and react and regurgitate issues and dreams and nightmares and have you say things you didn't mean because it's acting out. It's a way for your soul to tell you, hey, I'm here and there's something you're not dealing with. And you're going to go through that on these 30 days with one of the greatest support systems. If you're not already in therapy or mental health coaching, with one of the greatest support systems that you could get, especially for free at this time. So welcome. I want to read my introduction to you, and then we'll begin. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom, said Socrates. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. Interesting statement. Welcome to So Detox 2022. I am your personal board certified mental health coach. My name is Apostle Dr. Suzanne M Howard. I am not a therapist. I do not offer therapeutic sessions. I offer life coaching sessions. If you'd like to know what is the difference, email me at info@SuzanneMHoward.com. You can check out my website. I have an FAQ page, frequently asked questions page, and it will explain to you in a shorter detail the differences of coaching and counseling and how to know when you need one over the other or both. Again, my website is www.SuzanneMHoward.com. Do you want to be more happier, have more influence, be a better decision maker, be a more effective leader in your life? You might say right there, but I'm not a leader, so this part isn't for me. Trust me, leadership is about influence. Leadership is about influence. And when you're at the bus stop waiting for the bus, driving your hoopty or your brand new car, you are influencing someone all the time. When you pay for your coffee at the Dunkin' Donuts or the Starbucks or the McDonald's, you're picking up lunch, or you're running into the gas station, or you're at the hairdresser or the grocery store, or maybe conducting some errands or business at the bank, you are influencing someone. That is leadership. Do you want to be happier in your life? Have more influence. Be a better decision maker. Be a more effective leader. Show up for yourself better. What am I talking about? Self-awareness. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is the most important muscle you need to develop. It's what will keep you on target to be the best version of yourself and show up in the best leadership that you can. I want to ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how self-aware do you think you are? On a scale from 1 to 10, take a minute. I want to see your comments, and I'm definitely going to go back and read them tonight. If you don't know how to answer this question, guess what? You're not alone. And that's why we're dealing with it for 30 days. So many of us are unaware instead of self-aware. You may ask someone, why did you act like that? Because I've always been that way. They are an unaware individual. Why do you do that when you know it's not good for your health? Because I don't care. They are an unaware individual. Do you realize that you are perceived as a bitter individual? Only you feel that way about me. They are an unaware individual. I want to bring you out of unawareness and bring you into a level of self-awareness, a level of self-consciousness where you can begin to understand why you show up the way you do. Why is it okay for you to continue in behaviors that you, 1, don't like, 2, can't afford because it's losing you important relationships, positions, networks, reputation has been costed. On a scale from 1 to 10, how self-aware do you think you are? Wow, I'm very, very interested in these scores here. I'm seeing some really high numbers, and that's interesting. And we're going to really find out how true or not true that is. One thing about Soul Detox is we love to show you what you don't know about yourself. If you don't know how to answer the question, guess what? You aren't alone. Research, statistics, and study has shown me, and it estimates that only 10 to 15% of people are truly self-aware. So while y'all are writing 7s and 8s and 9s and 10s, only 10 to 15% of people are truly self-aware, then I must have them all here with me tonight. We have 169 people online, and I must have all of them with me tonight if only 10 to 15% of people are truly self-aware. Interesting. If self-awareness is so important, why do so many people struggle with it, let alone even understand what it means? A big reason is that we live in a world where we are conditioned to operate on autopilot. Now, for everyone that's still answering, thank you. I want you to tell me, do you feel like you often operate on autopilot, where one day is not much different than the next? Your routine is pretty much engraved in tablets. You get up on Monday, and before you know it, it's Friday. That's a living a life that operates on autopilot, where you're not breathing in the day, looking out at the beauty of the day. Some days you wake up, you can't even tell if it's a Saturday or a Tuesday. Because if you're operating on autopilot, you are more unaware of yourself than you are confessing tonight. And the reason why we end up on autopilot is because we have this busyness mindset. We have this busyness mindset. Busyness. We have to be busy. And I'm telling you, the devil is in busyness. The longer he can keep us busy, he can divide relationships. He can separate families. He can cause children to be raised and groomed by TikTok instead of the values and the morals and the beliefs of the household. This busy mindset doesn't leave room for much self-reflection and introspection. When was the last time you've taken 15 minutes of one day, not of the week, 15 minutes of one day and did a self-reflection on yourself? How am I doing today? Am I just bustling through the holidays, or did I actually take the time to enjoy the holidays? That's a good question to actually propose right now. How many of y'all feel like you enjoyed the holiday this year, or did it just go right by you? I see Minister Brittany's already dropping the mic. Pastor D says, oh, here we go, breaking it down. Busyness is a mindset that causes us to be on autopilot. Absolutely right, Ebony. Definitely on autopilot, says Leah. So Leah, now look back and look at your own self on what you put down for self-awareness. Because if you can admit that you're on autopilot, I think your self-awareness score is going to shock you when we get to the assessment part of it. Nanita, I find that I often operate on that's such a sad life, y'all. It really is. It's such a sad life. And I've lived it too. And I can catch myself getting on that escalator from time to time, and I'll pull myself off. I do not want to miss my life on autopilot. Yep. The holidays went by. Ashley is saying, even since our last Soul Detox, been on autopilot. This busy mindset is a killer for self-awareness, and it puts us in a dark grave state of being unaware of not only many of the things that are going on around us, but many of the things that are going on within us. I'm going to ask you for these 30 days to do a few things for me. Which one I'm going to start with right now. I want you to find some time for self-reflection. Why did you respond like that today? Why didn't you respond to that statement today? Why weren't you kinder today? You have an email that you haven't answered yet. Let's begin to write that email out today in our journal so that we can respond in an eloquent, in a mature, in a self-aware way. Spend some time in self-reflection and introspection. By not taking the time to connect with ourselves, we stop paying attention to what is going on internally. And this is when doctors and therapists and coaches and friends and pastors will begin to see things about you that you haven't even noticed about yourself. Lovers, spouses, children. As you can imagine, this is a recipe for an emotional disaster, and it's one just waiting to happen. Self-awareness is one of the pivotal life skills. It's a pivotal life skill. I want you to imagine yourself. I want you to imagine yourself as a lovely flower. You're a beautiful flower, and there's such a wonderful fragrance that releases from you every couple hours. Can you imagine what it would be like to not know that you are a lovely flower? And what is the fragrance that you release from yourself? That's your beauty. That's your essence. That's what defines you. That's what people, oh, I can tell when you're here. I smell you. I love the smell of you. Imagine you being a lovely flower with a wonderful fragrance, and you don't even know your fragrance. You don't even know your beauty. How can you lead your life in that manner? How different would your life be if you were more aware of your beauty? This is the role of self-awareness in our lives, to teach us our hidden reality. Take some time and write that one down. This is the beauty of self-awareness in our lives. It's the hidden reality. That's the short version to help you remember it. Self-awareness is our hidden reality. Unfortunately, not everyone cares about this issue because only a few realize its importance. And most of us focus on others rather than on ourselves. My. You can tell when the children are coming down with something. You can tell when your spouse talks to you on the phone with no view or walks in the door with no words. And you can tell when he or she has had a bad day. But when is the last time that you were able to pick up on your bad day before you collided with someone else's bad day? Self-awareness is going to teach you your hidden reality. Inside of you, you already know what you like and what you don't like. Inside of you, you already know what you tolerate and what you put up with. Inside of you, you already know what you really miss and crave and long for, that you just keep avoiding and smashing down and wondering why you're moody or you wake up. How do I wake up like this? How do I go to bed like this? Why am I just eating when I'm just bored? I mean, your mind is talking to you. You know that usually when we're putting food in our mouth, obsessively putting food in our mouth, it's because our mind is talking to us and we're trying to shut it up. In most instances, we know something inside of us is not agreeing with something outside of us, and we shut it up by stuffing food in its mouth. Do you get the concept? It's psychological, and it's so easily to understand in some cases. If you're stuffing a lot of food in your mouth, it's because you don't want to say what you don't want to say. If you find yourself sleeping too much, you're trying to sleep through things that you don't want to deal with. There are hidden realities that are inside of each of us, and you're stuffing them down. They're making you sick. They're causing you to live on autopilot. They're causing you to be a workaholic so you can avoid your personal life. I just finished a book on, I didn't title it yet, but I just finished a book on how we decorate our house and what it says about us, and what room in our house is the perfect room and what that says about us, and what room in our house is always the room that we just kind of like, ugh, or the closet, ugh, we just kind of like close the door. Is it your bedroom, your child's room? Is it the main coat closet? Is it your closet? It all says something about a part of our life that we have lost control in. So we have this other room that we keep so nice and neat because that's the place that we keep control in. Now take those two rooms and turn one into your personal marriage life and the other one into your work life. And think about it in your real aspect. Have you lost control in your personal affairs? So you spend extra time keeping up with the children's room, or you spend extra time keeping up with the office room? Is there a place that you're avoiding and that you're spending excess energy over in that area because you just can't control anything that's going on over there? It speaks volumes. That's why when you go into a psychiatrist's office or a mental health coach who has that part of the training, we can just ask you to tell us your favorite room in the house. What does it look like? What are the colors in there? Which room is getting the most attention from you right now? And we can already begin to get a profile of what areas of your life that are out of control, that when you are unable to tell us what's bothering you, I'm just depressed, I don't know what it is. What I get for a lot of clients, I'm depressed, I don't know what it is, and I'm here because I don't want medication, and I'm here because I don't want on my psychiatric records if I ever have to go to court, or if I ever have to go for a job, I don't want it on my records that I've been in a psychiatrist's office before, so I'm coming to a mental health coach because I don't want that, and I don't want medication. But I also don't know what's wrong with me, and I don't know if you're trained enough to help me out. So sometimes we'll give them a sketch house to draw, or we'll ask them to begin to just take us through their house and tell us what the rooms look like and which room is a mess, if that's the case, and why does that room bother them so much? There's 2 messy rooms in your house, but one bothers you the most. Why is that? And we'll begin to unpack for them what part of their life, their soul, what compartment, portion of their soul they've been avoiding or they feel they have no say-so or control in. It's powerful. Your soul has a lot to say about how you live. Self-awareness is the hidden reality. And not everyone cares about the issue, but I believe you do. And that's why we're connecting for these 30 days. And because only a few of us realize its importance, and most of us focus on other people rather than ourselves, self-awareness is the foundation for your personal growth. It involves understanding your own needs, desires, failings, habits, and everything else that makes you tick. Now, that's half of self-awareness. That's half. So for the score that you wrote down, especially the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, and the 10s, I want you to re-look at that score again. Before I give you the assessment tomorrow, I want you to look at that score again. And I want you to take into consideration these few things. If self-awareness is the foundation for personal growth, it involves understanding your own needs. Are you clear at all times of the day what your needs are? Are you clear at what your desires are at any point in time of the day? Are you clear of your failings? Are you clear of your habits? And are you clear of the things that make you tick? If you are clear of all of those, you can give yourself a 10, and we'll still show you on your assessment. If you're clear of maybe, I believe I know my needs and my desires and my habits, but not my failings, you can go ahead and give yourself a 90. Maybe you know your needs and your desires, but you don't know your failings and your habits. Go ahead and just blow it up. Give yourself an 80, because I'm going to show you what you don't know about yourself. If you want to strive to be a better person, you need to get intimate with yourself, meaning you've got to know who you are and who you are not. Moreover, you've got to be able to accurately monitor your inner world, as well as accept who you are with an open heart. And this, my dears, is where a lot of people get stuck. It takes courage to go deep within yourself and look at messy emotions that you don't necessarily want to acknowledge, let alone work on. Let's face it, growth isn't always pretty. It sometimes feels like an uphill climb. Sometimes it feels like a downhill fast with no brakes. But let's face it, however it is for you and I, it is the one thing that is required if you want to level up your life and become more of who you want to be. Our time is almost up. We got a great introduction. We laid out a lot of the blueprint and the architect. I'm going to introduce you to this portion of self-awareness, and then I'm going to give you the night off. And tomorrow night at 8 p.m., for 28 more nights after that, you're going to sit in the best seat in the house, and you're going to let me bring you into a level of awareness of yourself. And all I ask is that you be open, teachable. And when I say open, it doesn't mean close. It means open to the fact that there's a possibility I may be responding this way. There's a possibility something may be bothering me more than I can admit right now. Just be open-minded. So what is self-awareness? How well do you know yourself? If you're like most people, you're probably familiar with the basics. You like this, you hate that, and you have a knack for a certain skill. But what about your behaviors and thoughts and how they affect your life? You know, me, I'm coming for the deep stuff. That's where self-awareness comes in. So what is self-awareness in the long story of it all? Well, simply put, and there's nothing simply about it, it is the act and process of observing yourself and how you interact with your environment. Now listen, including situations and other people. In this training, this coaching, we're going to also take in emotional intelligence assessment. And we're going to find out where you are with emotional intelligence, because one major piece of self-awareness doesn't involve you. It involves how other people see you. What does that have to do with being self-aware? If you don't know what you look like and how you show up, you are not a self-aware person. It involves noticing and acknowledging how things impact you and vice versa. In other words, it is an interactive two-way process of noticing influence and impact. Influence and impact. Come on, say it with me. Influence and impact. Let's try it again. Influence and impact. Just imagine lifting those weights. Influence, impact. Influence, impact. Simply put, it is the act and process of observing yourself and how you interact with your environment, including situations and other people. It involves noticing and acknowledging how things impact you and vice versa. In other words, it is interactive, two-way process of noticing influence and impact. Self-awareness is the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, your thoughts, your emotions do or do not align with your internal standards. Do you know that there's things that you believe, and that's why you show up, make decisions, or refuse to make certain decisions that you won't in your life? It's because of your internal belief system, and it's not always accurate. If you're highly self-aware, you can objectively evaluate yourself, manage your emotions, course correct your emotions instantly, align your behavior with your values, and understand correctly how others perceive you. If that is not you, you are not a 10, you are not a 9, you're not even an 8. Sorry, 7. Bye-bye. Let's go down to 4 and 5. At its basic level, self-awareness is the ability to understand that the self is separate from others. However, to be self-aware, a person must be able to recognize and label their feelings, their thoughts, and their behaviors. If a person is self-aware, they can assess their physical, mental, and emotional states and understand there are various aspects of their internal personality that allow them to interact with the external world. At its core, self-awareness showcases that a person is separate from others regarding thoughts, wants, and needs. And it is okay. It is okay. It is of utmost importance to understand that you should be telling others, I am separate from you regarding my thoughts, my wants, and my needs, even in a marriage covenant relationship. On a broader scale, self-awareness allows a person to answer the following questions. Who am I? Who am I? We'll pick up with that further on tomorrow night. And if you have my book, I would recommend that you try to pick it up. Not sure if it's shown up on the screen or yet not, because I'm on a lag here, but self-esteem group therapy. There it goes. If you grab the book, the first portion that we deal with in mental health coaching to help someone with self-image and self-esteem, we ask them, who are they? And how do I find out who I am? It's not by my likes and my dislikes. It's by my internal beliefs. What do I believe about myself? What do I believe about the world? If I'm following a faith, what do I believe about God? Because how I believe the world is, if I'm afraid of the world, if I think it's evil, if I think it's a place that I can go and conquer and feel some wild oats, it shows how you show up in life. It shows who you are. It's based on your beliefs. My second question is, what do I want now? And what do I want in the future? This is a self-aware person. And we're going to have this put into a Google form and we're going to send it out. And if you want to answer it, send it in to us and the coaches will get back to you and keep your data together and respond to you on your assessments so we can help give you some type of some mapping. We call it a track or a mapping for you to take after these 30 days and stay on course with your life and your work. Who am I? What do I want now and in the future? What should I do next? What do I think about a particular topic or situation? What's your opinion on some things going on in the world? And then lastly, how do I feel physically and emotionally right now? You need to know that. And I don't know. I'm fine. Why do you ask? No, you should know. I'm feeling really heavy right now as I was just hearing on the news, or I'm feeling a little deep right now. I'm just trying to process some things that went on through the week right now. Introspective, but yet fully aware. I'm going to repeat them again. Who am I? That's what you need to say. I'm saying to you, who are you? Who am I? What do I want now or in the future? Do you even know this about yourself? Do you plan on being here in 2022? So what do you want? Do you plan on being here in 5 years, in 2027? So then you need to know what you want in the future. What should you do next? What's your next step? We're in a brand new year. What do you think about a particular topic or situation? Be open with one. Just share one with us. And how do you feel physically and emotionally right now? And if you will, I want you to set a timer in your very expensive phones that you probably don't even use to the capacity that they are able to be used. And I want you to put a timer in your phone. Put it in any time that you want. Put it in 5 minutes after you get off work. Put it in 5 minutes before you walk in work. Put it in lunchtime, maybe before you go to bed. And I want that alarm to come up and I wanted to ask you, how do I feel right now? And that's going to be your 30-day consistent assignment to start getting in touch with yourself. Find out that I've been pissed off all day and I've ignored it because I've been taught by a learned behavior to ignore my feelings, that as a woman, I can't show up being pissed off, or I'm angry, or I feel betrayed, and I've been pushing these feelings down. How do you feel right now? If a person can answer these questions, it shows they are self-aware because they understand their physical and emotional needs in connection to the world around them. Being able to answer these questions encompasses the self-awareness definition and the self-awareness meaning. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some of the components. We're going to have your first assessment set up. So if you are interested, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send out an assessment. If you fill it out, we're going to make an online file for you. We call it a toolbox. It's your soul box. And a coach will be assigned to your soul box, your toolbox. And there'll be documents they'll ask you to complete and upload back in there. Some, once you get the email and just fill it out, it automatically goes right back in your toolbox or your soul box. And a coach will stay with you for these 30 days and connect with you free of charge. If you want it, get it. It's here. It's available. You showed up at a table. Why did I invite you to this table? Why did you accept? Why did you RSVP to show up at this table? There's a reason, and I'm willing to help you find out what it is. My time is up. I'm grateful to have this peace in your life for these 30 days, and I'm here to give everything that I can to help you with every piece that I can help you with. I'm willing to take you on that journey. Look at some of these comments. I'm not okay. Just came on. Where do I sign up? Hey, lady, perfect timing, perfect question. For everyone who has not RSVP'd, that's the only way we can make a file for you. Please, please, please go to my website. If you go from your phone, it will just bring you to my mobile app. If you go from a desktop or a laptop, it will bring you to the website, www.SuzanneMHoward.com. Right on the front page of both of them, it says register. Just hit register. It's going to take you to a link. It's going to have you click RSVP and fill out your information. And again, we're going to send out these assessments. Only those that complete them and send them back are those that we're going to work with on the 30 days. If you don't, no pressure. Just ride with us for 30 days. You won't regret it. I promise you that. All right. I'm seeing the thank yous. I have to share with all the young generation. Please, please, if you have not clicked like already, please do. Because my work is virtually, this matters to the YouTube world, to the Instagram world, the Twitter world, the Facebook world. Please hit like. And it encourages us to know that we're being relevant in your life and we're offering you something that can help you out. If you will please, again, hit like. And if you will, even share. If you share in someone's messenger, you can do it privately or share to someone's social media page. All of it helps us, and it keeps us knowing that this is what God has given us to do, and those that are the audience that God is able to bless through this message. So again, hit like, please. You're very welcome, Kim. Like and share, like and share, like and share, please. We appreciate it. You are welcome, Prophet Erica, Nicole. God bless you all. Thank you. All right. Here is our affirmation for each other. If you don't know it, you're going to learn it this year. As a matter of fact, Prophet Latanya, Coach Latanya has it printed on the screen right now. So let's go ahead and prophesy this over our lives tonight. We're going to come from 3 John, and we're going to go ahead and start now. Ready? Go. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Thank you all. Thank you, Pastor Tammy Leonard. Thank you all. I will see you tomorrow night. Blessings of God. Shalom. Be ready to get the work done. Check your emails tonight or in the morning, and you will find the assessment there, and we can begin our work. God bless you. Thank you again.
You all?
Nope.
I wanted to say goodnight.
Let it out.